experiment. Someone comes along, I can tell them it's art and science. You see them, they back up, they put their shell up the hill first and they push. They're all making it out. Have an interview. Okay. You won't talk, eh? How about you? Interview. This guy is fascinating. If you didn't know about little creatures because you're not from the area, you'd think it grows on him, especially when you see what's inside. Think, how could he possibly match so well? But maybe somehow he knows because he's attracted to that. So he found, just like you're attracted to the kind of clothes, or you might buy a dog that kind of looks like your own dog face. Many redheads buy a dog with a beautiful red hair. You can understand that. They're unique character, unique look. Well, these crabs are finding shells. Watch what happens. I found a big, beautiful, colorful shell. See, and this guy, he's migrating into it. What's going on here? Now I'm disturbing the process right now, so I'll have to check back on them, but the little guy's already in and out of it. He's already navigated this shell. Look at the amazing shells. In the pits is the green, and there's the polished abalone. This guy is making the way up the side. I put some bugs in here and they escape so quickly. This guy's getting up the side. These are some little shells without crabs. That guy's going up. I know where they go. I catch them and put them back in. All right, time to take a roll down the hill. Woo! The little ones can be very quick. Well, if you were in prison like this, you might take a chance, lose the shell, and get up the side of the hill faster. But how many times do you do that? As a human, you could go back, bring someone a rope ladder, or at least the knowledge to do what you did. If some other human saw you escape successfully from the bottom, they have that knowledge. But otherwise, you need to tell a history. You'll need a witness testimony. That's what I'm doing right now, is collecting witness testimonies. I'm showing people some broken things in their city. In Colombia, there was a generator they wouldn't turn off at the farmer's market, polluting the entire farmer's market. Save the story for my advanced class about what happened. I was charged with disrupting the federal election, as I informed everyone they should turn off their cars, as the Green Party might tell them to do. This was as they were on their way in to vote, lineups of over 100 cars, hours of pollution that they sat in because they do not turn off their cars in Colombia. They sit and idle. Well, in Tokashika, Okinawa, Japan, the campground I was at, they have illumination running all day and all night and all day. They don't turn it off in the day. Like something's wrong with the switch or the programming or someone didn't do something right. I've already asked all of the park staff and they give me excuses rather than good answers or solutions, or even saying they'll look into it. Ah, it's Japan, just head down. Yeah, it's the way it is. Other cultures have other things, but they still don't get it done. They still don't fix it. The cocaine in Colombia would allow people to speak out and shout, but it's still not fixed. And the cocaine makes them like rubber, so they don't care in the first place. takes me to tell them you should care. Well, I'm going to challenge some high school students here at the local high school. The police already are on me, and they're sending some kids and adults around me to ask me questions undercover. How far will I go? I have to speak very carefully about police, not using words like incompetent or even that they don't care. Maybe they're unaware. Maybe they haven't thought about it. I'm going to challenge them on two issues. One relates to tourist safety. A very obvious solution awaits. I'm not going to mention what that is. And the other is about their production of their electric power. Where does it come from? The plug. No, I mean, what generates the power? On Tokashika and also Okinawa. Let's compare that to Florida. Let's compare that to the Netherlands. What generates the power? Can't ignore the crashing sound of the waves in the background. I have to apologize for that disrupting my video. Hey, Elon, what generates the power? And what should generate the power? I've got $100 of my hard-earned money. I'm going to make that the prize. Now, the first person to make it to the top, Crabs, you are helping a lot. I'll offer this to the high school. I want a pie chart, I want a solid answer, I want clarity. When you give me the answer, I'll be satisfied with it. Or maybe some bonus prizes too. What should generate the power? What will it be 10 years from now? What could it be? What would it cost? How would we have to think differently in order to make that happen? If citizens stand up and say anything doesn't matter, or is it the government? Do we just wait? What if police got involved? I mean, they live in the city. Would they do something? Or do they just say, follow the rules? We're here to enforce the rules. Government has to tell us what to enforce. Sounds like a lame excuse for me. You're human, aren't you? You live here. Dumb cops need not apply to my contest or your children. Don't mean to be rude, but your attitude gets through. Elon Musk has already offered me the solar panels. Of course, I said yes, absolutely. I will be taking over what is formerly known as Uninhabited Island. It is now TigerTribe Island. We will have multiple sources of power generation. I am waiting for the contest solutions, though, to determine which are the best sources of power generation. That will come from the students. My electric hang glider flying boat is on its way. Who do I thank for that? I'll tell you all about it in advanced class, but you know how I got my money. For those of you who know, I'm already up with 21 world icons, including science vloggers, Veritasium, Vsauce, philosophers, Tibbies, Hugo the Poet, and several rap stars. Tom MacDonald, Nova Lee Rockefeller, Adam Calhoun, John Rich, Dax, rap god, Ren, Chris Webby, Prof, Decca, Aesop. I don't want to forget. I'll remember in the next videos though. Chris Webby, Thunder, I am a soldier. Shannon Blake, no mistake, even if you're eating fake legs to cake. A juju, breakthrough, sunshine to you. Okay, Green, you're winning so far. So is it the pointy shell that helps them win? Who's going to be the first to get out of their shell and just run up without a shell? What does it take you guys to figure that out? How did you know to find these shells? Beautiful, beautiful shells. Does it match your character? A little family is growing and being tested. Now, if you go from a high place to a low place right away, you snap You might want to take fast action, get out of there, risk your life. But if you're slowly degraded, or you get indicators that there's nothing you can do, or it's happening to everybody equally, you might never take action. This is where Greta comes in and says, you adults yourself told us the numbers. She looks at the history. Says, I'm going to hold you accountable. Then they try to change the numbers. She says, no, I'm going to hold you accountable to the old numbers. We're not waiting anymore. I've already seen the historical generations. What do I need to know from history? Gets forgotten so quickly. 9/11, NYC 2001. I thought this would increase in awareness over time until everybody knew and it was written in the history books. I witnessed the second plane crash into the second tower, World Trade Center 2, live. The recognition started at about 50%, and it went down. We were told to just wait until the government could figure it all out. And they gave us new things to think about. Those people at the front, like Dylan Avery, Alex Jones, Luke Witkowski, speaking the truth. Oh, this one just dropped out of his shell as they carried him. He said he's not waiting. This was my point. How soon before you jump out of your shell? Leave it behind. Run fast. You drop your sword and your shield. And you run. Air is being polluted. Our oxygen may no longer be at 21%. Body temperature, you're pointing a gun to your head to measure it. Should be 37, right? Hidden in plain sight. Plain as daylight. Sure as the sun defines the day, you can't defy it in it anyway. It's all in one hand. Do you understand? I am the chosen one. And now I've stepped up to command. I am Surya Tiger Akihiro, Star Soldier. To police in Japan, I am Surya Tiger Akihiro. My wife is Japanese. My child died after vaccination. That should matter to you. Always approach me in a peaceful and professional manner. Do not be rude or useless. You've been warned. Message to the AOT, VPD, RCMP. I'm living in Tokashika, Okinawa, Japan now. If you ever try to take me back to Canada, I will be mayor of Vancouver, and I will immediately extract some of your members for various process, such as hamburger. Biblically speaking, some of you should be put to death under the Canadian legal system if there was justice. If they evaluated the evidence, many of you would go to jail for many years. As you can see, I'm now a very powerful person, recognized by 21 world icons, including Elon Musk. Don't harass me. Don't send your people here. You know what I'll do.